I don't know. I haven't really seen them perform in the playoffs, so I didn't watch them. But they have one of the best defensive and offensive teams this year. I mean, Wander Franco has been overperforming a lot, and so has Randy Ozarena. They have the best team all around, in my opinion. What about you, AJ?
AJ, who do you think is going to win?
I agree with Louis. It's going to be the Rays. They're one of the most dominant teams in the league. I think Randy Rosarena is one of the best left fielders in the league. Also, Wander Franco, one of the best shortstops in the league. They have an insane offense and an insane defense. I think they'll carry their team to victory.
I disagree. I think it's going to be the San Diego Padres because I think they have Juan Soto, Tatis, Josh Bell,
No, they don't have Josh Bell anymore.
Manny Machado, Alexander Bogarts, Jake Cronenworth, Alexander Bogarts, Joe Musgrove is pitcher, Blake Snell.
Yeah, they also have veteran Gary Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez. I think they're going to figure it out, even though they're a couple games under 500 right now. I think they're going to figure it out, and they'll go all the way.
I see your point.
Okay. All right, we have a caller on number 12345678990
I'll answer.
on ESPN Radio. I'll tell you guys. I don't know.
Hey guys, I'm a huge fan of the show, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm all the way out here in the great state of Alaska. There's really only two things to do. It's listen to your show and go ice fishing, and it's kind of warm, so I can't really ice fish. You guys talking about baseball, but I know the NBA season just recently ended with the Heat and the Nuggets, and I'm a huge Denver Nuggets fan. What do you think they could do next year? Do you think they could repeat?
I think the Nuggets, they could repeat. I think they have the talent. I mean, this offseason, every offseason, there's a lot of determining factors on players switching teams and stuff. I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen enough to call them a dynasty, but I think they'll be one of the top championship favorites going into next season.
I agree. With Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray playing the best in the finals, I think that if they stay in the team, they'll be still top contenders. I also think that if they get another centerpiece of the organization like James Harden or Kyrie Irving, that'll also be a great pickup, and they'll probably be the top contenders for sure.
What do you think, Lewis?
I don't know yet. It all depends on how Jokic does. Jokic is the main factor of that team. Without them, they'd probably be the worst team in the league or something. However Jokic plays, they play. If Jokic has a good game, Murray has a triple-double. Like in game, I think 3, both of them had a triple-double with averaging about 30 a game from game 1 to game 3. So if Jokic underperforms, I don't know. I think they'll make the playoffs, but they won't make a run for it again. It all depends on.
So
I agree. I think whatever happens this offseason.
So you're basically saying that you think that if Jokic doesn't play good, then Jamal Murray won't play good, and they won't do good.
Yeah, however he plays, they play.
I think that the rest of the team will play good, but I think without Jokic playing well, they're 7th seed or an 8th seed.
Yeah,
that
because
first
Jamal
round.
Murray is also a big part of the team too.
I agree. All right, we're going to move on to our next topic here. So now we're going to be talking about the top 3 tight ends in the NFL. Lewis, can you give me your 3 top tight ends in the NFL right now?
My number 1 is easily Travis Kelce. He had the most touchdowns in the league by far. He beat, I think, Devontae Adams by 3 touchdowns or something. He was definitely the best player for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think he should have won MVP with, I think, 2 touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 touchdowns, probably 120 yards or something. But they had to give it to the quarterback. And Travis Kelce, and he has proved that he is worth the watch and how much money he is worth. He's definitely the best in the league, and he could be the best all time in a span of 3 years.
Who's your number 2?
What's his name? 49ers. George Kittle. George Kittle, he's more of he's the best tight end. He's the best blocking tight end in the league. He can block, he can catch, he's a pretty fast wide receiver. He's a pretty fast tight end too.
Okay.
And yeah, he got injured with a shoulder injury or an elbow injury this season, so he did not perform that well in the playoffs. He had 2 yards in the game against the Seahawks. And my number 3 is Mark Andrews on the Baltimore Ravens. He's probably the best catching tight end. He's amazing at everything he does, except blocking. He's not the best at blocking, but I feel like without them, the Ravens would have had one of the worst records. Without him, they would have had one of the worst records in the league because they were horrible last season.
Okay. AJ, what do you think?
I have a similar list to you. But number one is obviously Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce will no doubt be one of the best tight ends known to the NFL.
Of all time, I think.
So I think that he is dominant. He also carries his team with Patrick Mahomes. He's one of the best offensive playmakers in the league. He can catch the ball every time when his quarterback wants to. He's always open. He's always the guy to pass it to. My number two is gonna have to go to George Kittle. Also, George Kittle is really a speedy tight end. He has very good receiving skills. He can catch the ball when Brock Purdy needs him, and I think that he's number two for me.
Okay.
Number three, I disagree with Louis. I think it's Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert, he was doing really good in the Super Bowl, and he was doing really good. It was a big help for Jalen Hurts. And Dallas Goedert, he's one of the best receiving tight ends in the league, and I think Dallas Goedert's three.
Okay.
Very underrated tight end.
Okay. My list starts with number one being Travis Kelce, obviously. Travis Kelce is flat out whatever you want to say. Nobody is better than Travis Kelce. He'll probably go on as one of the best tight ends of all time. And with a quarterback like Mahomes who feeds him the ball, and now Tyreek Hill gone makes him a little bit more in the spotlight. And I think now he's showing how good he is without Tyreek Hill, so he's getting the majority of the passes.
And with Juju gone, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing this year.
Juju is gone.
No. My number two is George Kittle. George Kittle is a great tight end. He's basically everything. He's a great blocking tight end, a great catching tight end. Catch the deep ball, catch those hard four vertical routes that tight ends are known for. Catching the short passes, can really do everything. My number three, I'm going to side with Lewis. I think it's Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews really has carried the load on offense for the Baltimore Ravens this past season. Because Lamar Jackson did hurt some of the time. But I think he's Lamar Jackson's number one weapon and will be, even though the Ravens have signed Odell Beckham Jr. and drafted Zay Flowers. I still think he'll be their number one weapon. And I think he's really almost carrying their team and getting a lot of the spotlight because Lamar Jackson doesn't have many other weapons to throw to. Maybe his production will come down a little this year with the additions of OBJ and Zay Flowers, but still he'll probably be one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
I agree with you that Mark Andrews is a great tight end, but I think he's number four for me.
What makes you think Dallas Goedert's number two?
He hasn't proven himself yet.
Because
I mean, he has. I think he has proven himself. I don't think he's
Jalen
proven
Hurts,
himself
that's
to be
his-
top three.
I think that's Jalen Hurts is like one of his biggest offensive weapons, and he helped his team almost win the Super Bowl, and he did really well in that Super Bowl game, and he's done very well with his team. I just don't think that Mark Andrews is as good, but he used to be as good.
Okay. I mean, Dallas Goedert's probably Philadelphia's number three weapon in the passing game with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So, a little different than the other guys because George Kittle's probably number two to Deebo Samuel. Travis Kelce's number one to Mahomes. And then Mark Andrews is the strictly no clear cut, no doubt about it, number one option for the Ravens. So, I think it's a little different for Dallas Goedert. If he got put in the situation Mark Andrews was in, he might show that he's just as good, if not better, than Mark Andrews. He hasn't been put in that situation yet, but we'll never know. All right, our next topic. Which couple teams?
Breaking news. Breaking news. It is confirmed that Washington Wizards star guard Bradley Beal will be on the move this offseason with the Miami Heat named as the primary suitor. What are your thoughts?
I think this is a big deal for the Miami Heat. If they get Bradley Beal, this will be one of the biggest moves that the Heat have made in a long time. And getting Bradley Beal without having to trade Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo, even if they trade Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin, some other guys, Struz, Vincent, Lowry, Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, even if they trade some of those guys, I think we'll give them about Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, maybe Duncan Robinson and Highsmith, and maybe like a first-round pick or two. and I'm sure Washington will take that, and I think that's good for the Heat, and I think it signs a rebuild for the Wizards. But if the Heat get Beal, they'll be one of the top championship contenders in my opinion, unlike this year.
The Wizards are the most sorry franchise in the history of the NBA. Yes, they are. This will be I don't know. I haven't really watched. I've never really watched Bradley Beal play. But what I've heard of him, he's kind of. I feel like he's died. Right? He's died down. I mean, he's
I
never.
wouldn't say so.
I would say he's washed.
He's never
I wouldn't
been.
say that.
He's never been on a team that has gave him a chance.
I agree.
He's played for the Rockets and the Wizards. Well, either way, the Wizards are horrible.
The Wizards, they're not that good. Okay, I agree with you.
I think if he went to the Heat, it would be a big offensive threat. I mean, look at all the other Heat offensive threats. They have Tyler Hero, they have Jimmy Butler, they have Bam Adebayo, they have Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. I mean, those players are very key players on that team. And if definitely Bradley Beal joins that team, that would be a big pickup. I think that they will make it really far in this season and might make it to the playoffs and do as good.
Might make it to the playoffs. That's a big question. Miami made it to the playoffs this year without him. And if they get Beal, they're going to be a top 5 seed and be in one of the top championships.
For sure.
I don't know. I mean, if they see, even though they're the number one option, I feel like they should. Depends if what's his name, Lillard is on the move. They don't need Bradley Beal. If they get Damian Lillard, they are definitely top 3 seed.
No, I mean, I know Damian Lillard's better than Bradley Beal. You just got to weigh your
I
options
think
and weigh
that-
the circumstances of the Miami Heat.
I think that Bradley Beal he hasn't shown himself to the league because he's been on terrible teams.
They could get both, bro.
I don't think they can.
Yeah,
they don't
they
have
can.
enough
They-
assets.
yeah.
No, they don't have enough
Yeah.
assets.
I mean,
Wait, we still have one more topic.
yeah,
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
He-
Okay, guys.
There's a huge weather storm coming in, and all these cars they're tuning out. They're tuning out. There's got to be a commercial break coming up soon.
All right, guys. We're going to commercial break here. All right. And our sponsor today, Arby's. We have the meats. And for our phone number, 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9-0 on ESPN Radio. Thank you, everyone. See you at the next.
Nice, good sign off. Best one I've heard all day.
we didn't have to talk
All right, so you guys go downstairs to rants, is what I was told to tell you 5 minutes ago.
You wear size 9? Jeez, bro. Size 9, those pandas are like 147.
I got another pair for you too. They're grand,
And then you put it on
color,
Juice.
they're gray and white. And
Oh, the gray frogs?
and 10.
Do you guys want to do a show, or you want to go downstairs to rants?
I think I'd rather just stay up here and do it.
All right, hop in.
But I got them in 9 and a half.
And I'm probably buy it for your dad.
Wait, can Justin Herbert be called?
My dad's not the one that sells shoes. He's the one that tells the people I have the shoes and then I sell it to them.
Wait, can somebody be? Jeez. Can Justin Herbert be
You
called?
guys want to do a show? What's your go for it. Topic.
I called back and no.
It's like Joseph. He said.
Mic check.
On Justin Herbert.
What do you mean all 3?
Wait, let's do a topic on Justin Herbert and then
All right, here's how the show's gonna work. I'm gonna give you.
Wait, we're waiting for
I'm
Harrison.
gonna give you.
Harrison!
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 Harrison.
Harrison!
Harrison.
Harrison!
Harrison.
topic on
You
Justin
sound.
Herbert.
Did you ever have braces?
Yeah.
Wait, can we
I
do a
can
topic
tell.
on
You have
Justin
straight
Herbert?
teeth.
And then
You're welcome.
Justin.
Thank you.
And then you called, but you're Justin. And then you're
Harrison!
He did.
I think it was the lowest.
You tell me to go get it, okay?
My dad got it for me. I don't know which one he got. I'm not wearing them. Just selling them. I don't know which pairs he got. So it's either that one or that one.
But the highs are more than the lows.
I like the highs better. Like if I was gonna wear them, I like the
They
highs.
don't look right in the lows. Oh.
I'd rather wear the highs. So I don't know which ones he got me.
You don't want Evan Braddock.
Wait, are we going to do radio?
Oh, you play Rainbow?
What?
You play Rainbow?
The hell's radio?
You play Rainbow?
What, you play COD?
What? I didn't do rainbow.
Black Ops
I know
2.
he don't play Rainbow.
I just shoot rainbows.
Yo, y'all like playing those?
They play.
Oh,
You never heard of Rainbow Six Siege?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
You should have said.
I see your snap
I
now.
just said- You just said rainbow.
Wait, Golden Boy. Wait, Jaden Miller, you guys.
Yo, actually, yo.
I just wanna-
Owen.
Yeah.
All right.
What show is it?
Harrison.
Do you guys know what you want to talk about, or do you want me to give you some ideas?
I didn't even know we were doing a
Okay.
show.
So,
All right.
Nikola
How about
Jokic gets deported.
I will give you.
Let's talk about John Morant getting kidnapped.
I will give you 3 topics. You don't know the topics.
Let's
You'll
talk
have to ad lib live on
Let's
it.
talk about that Kyrie got traded to the Shanghai Sharks.
No, to the Wollongong Bats.
All right.
Was that it?
Ready? I'm gonna
Bangkok.
bring you guys
The
in.
Bangkok
I'm
Bats.
gonna bring you guys in. I gotta meet your mics first.
Wait, what are we doing again?
He's
What
the
are we
host.
doing?
Oh, all right.
I'm running the show. Bum bum bum. I'm gonna give you guys 3 topics. So you guys have to ad lib, but you can't. You guys can't agree. You that's all right. You can agree, but you just have the different angles. So you can't repeat the same points. This is kind of like a breaking news
Can you hear us?
/ PTI.
Can
show.
you hear us?
Yes, he can hear us.
Sounds good.
Can you hear us?
I muted your mics. That's why.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting in 3.
Topics.
And welcome back to FAU Radio. I'm your host, Zach Cohen. Today, our esteemed panelists will run through the hottest debates in sports, starting with the biggest news of them all, the reports that Washington Wizards star Bradley Beal will be on the move this offseason with the Miami Heat as a potential suitor. What do you think about that? We'll start first with our esteemed NBA guru, Owen Weber. Owen, what are your thoughts on that?
He should be sued for faking to be an NBA player. Okay? He's like, he plays 20 games a year, does decent. I mean, I'm taking Draymond Green over him.
Interesting. Keep on going. What else we got here?
Maybe Ben Simmons.
But Ben Simmons on the Shanghai Sharks. That doesn't really work out. But in my opinion, I got a report that Bradley Beal got kidnapped last. John Morant got kidnapped last night for shooting some people. In my opinion, I really think that he is the best shooting guard in the NBA. I mean, he's just so lethal at it. It just blows my mind. But I was talking about Bradley Beal. I think he should move to the Miami Sugars. I meant the Miami Heat. I really
Wait, I
think
thought Bradley Beal was a lethal shooter as well.
Nah, he's illegal.
He's legal?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I thought he.
Harrison, on to you.
Bro really said he got kidnapped because he's a shooter.
Harrison, on to you.
Ow.
All right, the next question. I got breaking news out of the state of Indiana, where star running back Jonathan Taylor has opted to retire from football and instead joined Love Island, but the UK version. Jonathan Taylor leaving his rookie contract with the Colts to join a reality TV show across the pond. Harrison, what are your thoughts on that?
Nah, that's me. I think he's pretty hot. I can't even lie with you.
What the hell is wrong with this show? That's my thoughts on this. What the hell?
He is a baddie with a
Bro,
fat
quit
teeth.
the set. Bro ran off the set.
Nash.
Oh, shit.
No, that was recording.
Was it recording?